Hello, darlings. Allow me to welcome you back once again to Echoes of the Dark. I'm Violet Nocturne, your guide through tonight's shadowy labyrinth of terror, a tale not for the faint-hearted. But you're still here, aren't you? Something called you, pulled you into this foreboding place. Let me ask, have you ever felt a presence, an unease tickling the edges of your perception, only to question your own sanity? If so, you'll find tonight's story oddly familiar. It's called The Lacerated Door, and I promise it will creep open a corner of discomfort you've never explored before. It begins, as such things often do, with a seemingly ordinary encounter. A woman named Marissa, a diligent office worker burdened with late nights and the heavy cloak of monotony, begins to notice something peculiar during her long walks through her apartment building's hallways. Each night, as she exits the elevator on the 5th floor, a floor she has lived on for years, she feels an inexplicable pull toward something. Strange, scratching noises, faint at first, seem to emanate from a door at the end of the hall. Marissa had always considered herself practical, perhaps too practical, the kind of woman whose mind dismisses oddities as coincidences, a product of an overworked mind. But this door was different. It was old, deteriorated in a way that didn't match the other pristine apartments. The wood was splintered, almost clawed, as though it bore the scars of relentless scraping. Paint curled like dying petals along its frame. Yet the most alarming facet of the door was this: no one else admitted to seeing it. Marissa mentioned it casually to her neighbor, Mrs. Calloway, an elderly woman known for her chatty demeanor and prying eyes. "A door?" Mrs. Calloway giggled nervously. "Dear, there's no door at the end of the hallway. There hasn't been anything there since they put in the fire exit." She dismissed Marissa as tired or stressed, planting a seed of doubt in her. Did Marissa believe her own eyes? Could exhaustion warp her perception to such extremes? But each night, as Marissa passed the end of the corridor, the sinister, injured-looking door taunted her. The scratches grew deeper, more grotesque. Soon she began to feel something more than unease. She felt watched, not in the vague, hairs-on-your-neck stand-up way, but as though dozens of eyes pressed upon her from the other side of that battered wood, as though something or someone was just barely restrained. And then came the whispers. At first, faint, like wind coiling between the fibers of your carpet. Then clearer, words laid bare as though spoken directly into her ear. "Marissa, help us." Help. What could that mean? What was on the other side? You might be telling yourself, well, why didn't she just avoid that hallway? Rational, yes? Oh, darling, I wish it were that simple. You see, some horrors are magnetic. They have gravity. Each step she took away from the door pulled her back mentally tenfold until curiosity became compulsion. We humans, after all, can't resist the lure of a question we're forbidden to answer. That Friday night, she made her decision. With trembling hands and no fewer than 3 taper candles in her bag, she placed herself before the door. A compact flashlight flicked over the splinters and flaked paint. Where would such a door lead? She mused aloud to no one. Her hand hovered above the doorknob, cold air leaking through the seam. An odd detail, cold in a hallway void of air vents, isn't it? It won't surprise you to know that what happened next shattered her understanding of reality. The moment her palm gripped that knob, oh darling, she swears something gripped her back. Invisible fingers wrapped themselves around her wrist, icy as unyielding death. With each twist of the knob, a murmur grew louder, swelling into a discordant choir of wails and chants. The door opened, or rather, it dissolved, folding into itself as though made of vapor. She looked in, but there was no room inside, no space, no dimensions, no air. Instead, A cascade of shifting eyes glistened before her, infinitely layered within pulsating, yawning darkness. The whispers became words, then shrieks, and the meaning of those horrible cries erased all sense of coherence in her trembling mind. Marissa was found the next day, standing at the end of the hallway, silent, completely unresponsive. The door, naturally, was gone. Her vacant stare seemed aimed exactly where it had been, her lips trembling, but yielding no sound. Whatever Marissa saw, it gutted her, body, mind, and soul. Now, tell me, darling, do you think her fate was unique? Or does the power of the lacerated door merely wait, bidding time, hungry for the next curious soul who cannot resist the pull of the forbidden? But perhaps that's a story for another evening. Until next time, my lovely shadow dwellers, sleep well, if you can. If you,